Greetings, my beautiful IP Resilience family and friends. This is Ilona, your host, and I'm so glad to see you again. Please don't scroll to the and leave us. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share, because in front of us we have a special guest. That's her first time on a segment, and we're so excited to have Deborah Henney, and she's motivational speaker, and she's also best-selling author. We're so excited to have you, Deborah, with us. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for having me today.
We're so glad. Sometimes when we like to hunt after the people who want to make it, who did something special, who want to influence, impact, and have a great story and great message. You're also a mother. You're also a business owner. You are busy, 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 wearing so many hats. So how in the world did you find the time to write the book and share more about what your book is all about?
Well, it all started with a great passion. I wanted to share my story. I wanted to give people hope that they could make a positive impact in their life and in other people's lives. So to be honest, when I started this whole project, I had little kids, and I had to start after bedtime, and I would get up early. So I was burning both ends, juggling the mom hat, the working mom hat, and the I have a dream hat. So
I know it's not easy. As a mom, I know you have to be like a jack of all hands, like you have to know, or trades. You have to be everything to everyone. And but sometimes people think that as soon as you become a mom, this is all you have to focus on the kids. But people forget that every woman, every wife has a dream. Every woman has a passion that she needs to follow that makes her who she is. So how was your journey finding this passion, came about?
well, I started out with this passion as a child. I had a dream and a desire to teach and to speak into people's lives. And then, life happens. You go through high school, you go to college, you get married, you fall in love, and then the kids start coming, and it kind of got put on the back burner. And I always loved to write. I started to write little stories for my kids. And some of my friends got a hold of one of my manuscripts and they said, "You should get published." And I said, "You're crazy." But that stuck with me. And they kept after me. They said, "Did you submit yet? Did you submit yet?" And eventually, more to kind of get people off my back, I went for it and I did. And I got published. Who knew? So it was always this way out there dream that never felt like it could be a reality. And then some friends, some girlfriends supported me and kind of pushed me a little bit in that direction. And here I am.
Isn't it amazing when you have those special voices in your life who will just challenge your smarts, challenge your passions and your talents to go after it without fear? It's scary, right? Isn't it? To
It
do
is
something
scary.
like this.
Terrifying. Honestly, I kind of shelved it for a while because it was overwhelming. It was scary. And like I said, those girlfriends, they kept after me. I mean, sometimes the person who actually accomplishes gets put in the spotlight, but you have to give a real shout out to your support group, to the people who helped you get there.
I
They're just
absolutely agree. That every person has to have this special encourager in their lives to shout out of them, even though your dreams seems to be crazy, outrageous, or scary, you still believe in them. This is like, your life. This is your passions. Yeah, and I always have dreams. And if my dreams do not scare me, I don't go after them. If my dreams don't challenge me, I think they're just the wishes. So your dreams have to push you to the limit, out of your limit. And I'm glad that they supported you to get published. So how does it feel after all the fear is behind you, after you did it? So talk to us more about that.
It feels fantastic. One of the things I really learned about journeying through conquering fear and overcoming fear, and I'm not going to say or claim that I've arrived yet. It's still, I think, a lifelong journey. But fear is one of those things where it tricks you and it makes you think that it's keeping you safe. but it's really holding you in bondage and holding you back. Because if I'm making my decisions based on fear, I'm never going to accomplish and achieve what I could. So it's in the overcoming that makes us stronger. And it's in the overcoming that we can share a gift that we've really woven into the fabric of who we are.
Yeah, this is powerful what you said. I know that fear sometimes it's contradictory, like scares people off and such, and it can be like a stumbling block to many people. But I'm glad that you overcame that particular fear to publish your book. I'm sure it was scary. So talk to us more about your book. What's it all about? If you have a book with you, can you please hold it so we can see it?
It is called Gentleness is Not What You Think. And this book was inspired by my children. I developed a Bible study unit on the fruit of the Spirit to do with them. It was real fun. It was hands-on. We had a lot of fun doing this Bible study together. And when we got to gentleness, I thought, I know what that is. No problem. Everybody says I'm gentle. You know, this is easy. I just have to kind of look up really quickly how the Bible defines gentleness, and then we'll go with all these things that I already had started, you know, coming up with in my head, all these activities. But when I took a look at the Bible, I was shocked at the definition of gentleness. It wasn't at all what I had thought. And I realized that when people looked at me and they said, "Oh, you're such a gentle person," they weren't seeing gentleness. They were seeing an outward evidence and manifestation of fear. It wasn't gentleness at all. And I realized I have no idea what gentleness is, and I am not a gentle person, because gentleness begins with great power. And in that great power, we use it under control to serve and to uplift another person. And that's what gentleness is. And I realized, if I have no idea what gentleness is and how powerful it is and how impactful it is, then other people probably don't know either. And so I spent years researching, I spent years writing, and this book is the end product of all of that work. In the first part of the book, I define gentleness biblically using a word study. And then in the second part, I went into the psychological research, the neuroscience research, and put it all together and have questions at the end of each chapter to help people cultivate each attribute into their life.
This is a very fascinating topic. And I agree, sometimes the word gentleness would mean like you're very calm and collected, very, you know, like soft-spoken. But the way that you define that, because you got very curious about that word. And thank you for spending so much time for us to educate us, to help us with that word, what gentleness really truly is and means, like psychologically, neurologically, and also from the biblical perspective, because that word is also fruit of the Spirit, right? Am I gentle? Sometimes people think that I'm maybe soft-spoken, and people think I'm gentle. Maybe I'm not. So maybe gentleness is completely different what they thought the gentleness would be. So that is very powerful, Deborah, for what you have done and for your time. So let me ask you this. So right now, if there's a person out there trying to find their passion in their lives, and they have the fears, of course, fear, everybody has that to accomplish that. What would you want to tell them right now?
I would say, number one, just from my experience, find your support group, because there are days that you're going to feel like, yeah, I got this, I can do this. And then it could be the very next day, I can't do it, forget it. This is stupid. I can't do this. I'm totally unqualified. I'm incompetent. It's a pie in the sky dream. It'll never happen. So definitely get a really strong support group around you that really believes in you and that will encourage you and not let you give up on yourself. And then dig in and never give up. Never give up.
That's perfect what you said about finding your support group. Many people avoid that. They think that they can handle themselves. No project is perfect and never will be, but you need to have somebody to help you to raise this child that has been conceived, your dream, your passion that is there to carry and nurture it. And Deborah, you know that internet is a powerful thing. It's like a time capsule. So this video will be played in 5-10 years. So what do you want to tell today to your children? So maybe in 5-10 years, they will hear you.
I want to tell them, first of all, thank you. Thank you for being such an inspiration. Thank you for all of your love and your kisses, and for believing in mommy, even when mommy didn't believe in herself, for giving me the space and the time to work on my passion and my dream. And I hope that all the love that I poured into you is an inspiration to you to achieve and accomplish your dreams.
That's amazing. I know as a mom, I'm sure you tell them that every single day, but when they hear it years to come, I think it will be very powerful. I'm sure you're very proud of them, and they are so proud of yourself, Deborah. So we're so excited that we had the chance to meet with you. You did an amazing job for being the first time. You have explained about your book amazingly. And I think I'm going to encourage everybody else to go and grab this book. I'm probably going to go and grab this book. So your information will be posted below. And I want you guys to follow Deborah, find her, hire her, just get her book as well, get inspired by her. She's also the speech therapist. So if you guys need her help to provide your guidance, please contact her. She's an amazing spirit, amazing entrepreneur, and has a great message to the world and to yourself. So, Deborah, we want to thank you for your time to be with us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
May God bless you and continue to use your fruit of the Spirit all the way.